Hello, I'm John Dixon III. This is the first video in a series of videos where I talk about my own mental health. 10 years ago, my last full-time job, I was working for the car phone warehouse, and on one particular day I freaked out. So I got up, left, went straight over to the hospital because I wanted to find out what was wrong with me. They took me into the emergency psychiatric unit, sat me down in front of a board of like 7 people, and then it got a bit weird. It got a bit peculiar. So these people were looking at me and asking me questions and stuff like that, and then I was in such a state of mind when the guy smiled. I was like, "What you smiling at?" So yeah, you can see I came across as a bit crazy, but maybe that's because I was. So for the past 10 years I have been struggling after being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety and paranoia. Trying to get back to what you might call a normality has been really difficult for the past 10 years because the symptoms haven't gone away. 3 months ago I had one of my ridiculous episodes, which meant that something happened. It affected me in such a peculiar way, or a way which might not affect every other person, and I ended up going to bed for a whole month. Yes, that was my brain. So for a whole month I was in bed filled with antidepressants, but this was the longest time I've been bad for. And the antidepressants, even though I've been given them before, this time they did something. And what they did was slowed my thinking down and separate it from my feelings, let's say. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you want to see it, I connected it with the help of Google. I put in all my diagnoses and looked on Google, and I realized that the thing what I've been trying to suppress for over 30 years and the connection to my diagnoses is probably the trigger. I called the Samaritans, other organizations who would be able to help. They did to an extent, and then I went back to the NHS to see if they could help. But if there aren't enough psychotherapists to go around, that's just the way it is. So that's why the vlog started. But that was to give me enough confidence in front of camera to get where I am now. Before I was a teenager, my confidence was not, to say the least. And then in secondary school, it was pounded. And I'm talking physically as well as mentally, which was not good. And it suppressed who I was as a human being. I now feel that I can start being who I truly am, accepting myself for who I am and doing the things which I truly love. Being in front of camera and everything I mentioned before, I had a bit of a brain fart. But it's taken me over 30 years to get to this point, and YouTube as a platform has saved me. I'm not getting emotional because of YouTube, because that's lame. I'm getting emotional because it was there to actually provide a platform which I could help put myself back together with. Once I started to come to terms with my demons, that's when I started to realize what I can do to make myself feel content. Happiness is a lot to strive for. However, contentness is fucking brilliant. Removing the negative feelings which I used to feel in previous situations and replacing them with more positive feelings. We fight ourselves, who we truly are, and try and run with the society to try and fit in. You already fit in. And the sooner I realized this and started to learn to accept it, I was able to throw myself in and do what I'm doing now. That's it. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Know that we all say this, but it really does mean a lot to us YouTubers. Take care.